History is full of strange twists and turns, but sometimes the coincidences are so bizarre, they're almost hard to believe. From two of America's most iconic presidents to the eeriest prediction of a disaster, these coincidences will have you wondering if fate plays a bigger role in history than we think. Welcome to Timeless Chronicles, and today we're uncovering the greatest coincidences in history. Here's what we know. Both Lincoln and Kennedy were tragically shot in the back of the head, on a Friday. Both were sitting next to their wives at the time of the assassination. Lincoln was killed in Ford's Theater, while Kennedy was shot in a car made by, you guessed it, Ford. But it gets even stranger. Both men were succeeded by their vice presidents, and both of those vice presidents were named Johnson. Andrew Johnson, who took over for Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon B. Johnson, who became president after Kennedy, was born in 1908. Exactly 100 years apart. Still not convinced? Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy, and Kennedy's secretary was Lincoln. If you didn't know any better, you might think history was playing some kind of cosmic joke. Next, we have one of the most famous disasters in modern history, the sinking of the Titanic. But did you know this tragic event was predicted with almost alarming accuracy? 14 years before it even happened. In 1898, author Morgan Robertson wrote a novella titled The Wreck of the Titan. In it, he describes a giant luxury ocean liner, considered to be unsinkable, that strikes an iceberg and sinks, leading to mass casualties due to the lack of lifeboats. Sound familiar? Now, here's where it gets spooky. The fictional ship in the book was called the Titan. The real-life Titanic sank 14 years later in 1912, under almost identical circumstances. Both ships were described as being among the largest of their time, both hit an iceberg in the North Atlantic, and both lacked enough lifeboats for the passengers on board. And if that's not strange enough, the Titan and Titanic were both traveling at almost the exact same speed when they struck the iceberg. Coincidence? Or was this some kind of strange premonition? For our third coincidence, we turn to none other than Edgar Allan Poe. Best known for his dark and eerie tales, it turns out Poe may have had a real-life prophetic vision. In 1838, Poe published a novel titled The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket. In one part of the story, shipwreck survivors, stranded at sea, are forced to resort to cannibalism. They draw lots, and a cabin boy named Richard Parker is sacrificed to save the others. Fast forward 46 years to 1884, and a real-life tragedy unfolds. A yacht named the Mignonette was wrecked in the South Atlantic, and the survivors did exactly what Poe had written about. They resorted to cannibalism, and, shockingly, the cabin boy who was eaten was named Richard Parker. How could Poe have known such specific details of an event that would happen decades later? It's one of history's strangest coincidences. Whether it's presidents, ships, or authors, these coincidences raise some big questions. Are these simply random events? Or do they point to something deeper about the way history unfolds? We may never know for sure, but one thing's certain: history is filled with mysteries. Let us know in the comments what you think about these coincidences, and if you have any other examples we should explore. Don't forget to subscribe to Timeless Chronicles for more amazing historical facts.